If you've landed here, chances are you've scrolled through TikTok, catching glimpses of those "what do you do for a living" videos, glamorizing the lives of software engineers. Or maybe you've heard whispers about the hefty paychecks they rake in. So whether you're here out of curiosity or you stumbled upon this video from our WhatsApp story, regardless of how you found your way here, today we're plunging headfirst into 3 common misconceptions that often trip people up as they gear up for those pivotal transitions into the tech industry. So let's get right into it with the first misconception: the temptation to dive straight into the flashing world of cutting edge tech. But hold on, because that's mistake number 1, skipping the fundamentals. It's like trying to construct a skyscraper without laying solid foundations. Rushing into advanced frameworks like React or Angular before mastering the basics is like trying to run before you can walk. Take the time to grasp those fundamental concepts like data structures and algorithms and object-oriented programming. Trust me, that would aid in building a sturdy foundation for your digital creations. And attempting complex tasks without mastering basic programming principles is like trying to navigate a maze blindfolded. By mastering those fundamentals, you equip yourself with the tools that you need to tackle any coding challenge, especially in those technical tests that they give you before the offer or in the stage of interviewing. Another common area that many seem to skip right past is learning the fundamentals of networking, as well as Linux and the core concepts of the components of a computer, right? And instead going straight into taking certificates. You see, many videos have popped up in recent times. For example, videos such as top 2 certificates to become a senior in, say, DevOps. And a common pathway that people take would be the AWS certificates or Azure certificates or the GCP certificates, right? The problem there is, in understanding cloud quite well, you would need to understand the components of a computer as well as networking and also Linux. I'll tell you exactly how. With a EC2 instance, for example, AWS, that's an elastic cloud compute, which is practically a virtual machine. When you need to instantiate this machine, you need to set up the configurations correctly. For example, it expects you to let them know how many vCPUs, the RAM, and these are just nothing but the practical components of a computer, right? Once you instantiate your machine, you then need to configure your networking, right? And you need to understand the basics of networking. Once you actually set that EC2 instance up and it's up and ready, you need to now be able to actually bootstrap that instance, right? You need to bootstrap it, and what that means is you need to be able to configure the actual instance. And how would you do that without the fancy GUI? You'd need to be able to navigate through the terminal and the CLI, either SSHing into it or using it via the console. Next up, we're tackling mistake number 2, what I like to call tutorial endgame. Imagine this: you've decided to transition into tech and you're eager to soak up all the knowledge like a sponge. And so what do? You dive headfirst into online courses on platforms like Udemy, LinkedIn Learning, and Coursera, only to find yourself drowning in a sea of tutorials. We've all been there. But here's a question for you: how many courses have you purchased but never even started? And how many have you started but yet failed to finish? It's a common tale in the tech world. A storm of information overload can leave even the most enthusiastic learners overwhelmed and paralyzed by indecision. Although we can all agree continuous learning and continuous improvement are essential, it's also crucial to strike a balance between consuming information and taking actionable steps towards your goals. Instead of drowning in an endless sea of tutorials, consider breaking down your learning journey into manageable chunks, focusing on one concept at a time. Embrace hands-on practice and experimentation, applying what you've learned to real-world projects or challenges. Try to develop practical skills and confidence in your ability. Now let's navigate our way towards mistake number 3, neglecting soft skills. Imagine this: you've honed your technical coding skills to perfection, but when it comes to working with your team or pitching ideas to clients, you hit a roadblock. Soft skills like communication, teamwork, and problem solving are the backbone of the tech industry. They're the fuel that drives your coding endeavors, guiding you through the complexities of collaborative projects and dynamic team environments. In today's tech landscape, it's like having all the latest gadgets but lacking the ability to effectively communicate their value to others. Your technical ability is amplified by your soft skills, allowing you to navigate through the intricacies of teamwork and client interactions. So don't overlook the importance of honing your soft skills. They're not just complementary to your technical ability, they're essential for steering your career towards success in the ever-evolving tech industry, particularly with the new styles of interviewing at companies, and especially if you like to work at a consultancy or a client-facing environment. And that brings us to the end of the video. If you found these insights valuable, whether you're starting out or a seasoned techie, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more technical insights. Until next time.